The first thing Arlen Graves felt that morning was panic, not because of the sunlight spilling through his thin curtains, not because his alarm hadn't rung, because a soft voice whispered from behind him, calm and completely out of place in his small, worn-down living room. When he turned around, his world twisted into something unreal. Standing there, barefoot on his old rug, dressed only in his oversized grey shirt, was Seraphine Vale, the powerful, reachable CEO whose face appeared on magazines he could never afford to buy. She looked fragile, pale from exhaustion, her eyes red as if she had been crying. Before he could even ask the first question, she said something that made his heart stop. "Arlen, thank you for saving my life last night. If you believe in kindness, second chances and unexpected miracles, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Touch of Kindness to support more life-changing stories." Arlen's mind raced backward, remembered the night before, the rain, the screeching tires near the corner store, and the woman who collapsed beside her stalled car, shaking uncontrollably. Remembered throwing his jacket around her shoulders, helping her inside, and offering the only dry clothes he had. He never knew she was a CEO. He never knew she was anyone important. She had been just another human in trouble, and he had acted the only way he knew how. Now, morning light revealed the truth. Seraphine Vale, the woman whose company employed thousands, stood quietly in his tiny two-room home, looking smaller than any headline ever showed her to be. Arlen's 7-year-old son Milo peeked from the hallway, clutching his toy robot, confused but curious about the strange guest wearing his dad's shirt. Arlen apologized for the cramped space, embarrassed by the peeling paint, the mismatched furniture, and the faint smell of last night's reheated noodles. But Seraphine didn't seem bothered. Instead, she sat gently on the sofa as if she were afraid she might break something by accident. When she finally spoke, her voice trembled in a way no executive's voice ever did on television. She told him she had driven away from an overwhelming boardroom battle, unable to breathe, unable to think, feeling like she was losing herself inside the pressure of being perfect every day. The storm made it worse. Her car malfunctioned, and she panicked on the dark street, afraid to call anyone, ashamed to be seen falling apart. Arlen listened quietly, sitting across from her, his hands clasped between his knees. He knew about pressure. Ever since his wife passed 2 years earlier, every day felt like a tightrope walk, balancing fatherhood, work at the mechanic's shop, bills piling like weights on his chest. He had learned to smile for Milo, learned to hold himself together, even when his heart cracked in private. Watching Seraphine struggle to breathe as she talked, he realized that no amount of money or power protected anyone from life's storms. As the morning warmed the room, Seraphine looked at Milo and smiled, a small, tired smile that softened the sharpness usually captured in magazine photos. Milo approached her with innocent trust and handed her his robot, as if offering a piece of comfort. Something in her expression changed, as if that small gesture touched a part of her she had forgotten existed. She stood then, walked toward Arlen, and said the words that froze him completely. "You saved more than my life, Arlen. You saved me from losing myself, and I don't know how to repay you, but please, let me try." It wasn't grand or dramatic. It was sincere, vulnerable. Real. She asked to help him, not out of pity, but out of gratitude. She wanted to fix his car, repair the broken heater, support his small dreams, and give Milo opportunities she never had growing up. Arlen felt his throat tighten. No one had offered him help in years, forgotten what it felt like to be seen. But what moved him most wasn't her resources, it was her honesty, her humanity, the way she admitted she was tired of pretending to be invincible. By the time she left that afternoon, wearing her now dry clothes and Arlen's shirt folded neatly in her arms, something unspoken connected them. Two people who had found comfort in each other's brokenness. And when Milo waved at her from the doorway, she promised softly that she would return.